ready? Carnage, #1 by Zeb Wells and Clayton Crane. So now there's a regular cover. It's a cool cover. I'm really warming up to Clayton Crane. At first I was kind of like, on X-Force, I wasn't really sure, but I'm really starting to like it. And with a comic like Carnage, where it's just like the, it's fitting. But that cover, while it's cool, seeing the two of these, because Iron Man and Spider-Man, they're in this comic, so it makes sense. But where's Carnage? Carnage isn't here. But there's a reason. What we have going on, typical scene in New York, we got armored truck, some precious cargo, something valuable, money or whatever, and there's someone swinging, and who is it? It's not Spider-Man, no. It's Doppelganger, or is it Doppelganger? It sure looks like Doppelganger. Now, where the heck has Doppelganger been? I was thinking about this, I was like, I thought Doppelganger was dead. Last time we saw Doppelganger, I think it was Maximum Carnage, which I think was 1993, and Carnage and Shriek, they had the whole Carnage family, and it's just so. This is why Cletus Cassidy was just twisted. He had this family with his killer girlfriend Shriek. She wasn't crazy, and Doppelganger was this doppelganger Spider-Man from like another dimension. From I think it was like the Infinity Crusade, or where there was all doppelgangers, everyone. So he was like their kid, and it was just crazy. But then at the end, like Carnage like gutted him or did something like that, and yeah, I'll find an image of that. And that was, I think, the last we heard of Doppelganger. So I think we were to assume that Doppelganger was dead. So who's this? So that right there, one reason why you might want to check this out. And then we have, Tony Stark's involved with this, blah blah blah. He's at this technology thing, and he goes outside, he sees a Doppelganger. So he calls up his fellow Avenger, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and he's like, get over here. But if you saw the preview, Peter was taking a day off because he wanted to eat his Fruit Loot cereal, and so he's taking a day off, and then Iron Man, Tony Stark, he's like, I need you to come. Is Peter gonna be able to eat his Fruit Loot? You'll have to read this to find out. I'm not spoiling everything. No. So you need to see that. So now, why is Doppelganger attacking this armored car? He doesn't really seem like he needs the money or anything. So there's that going on. One thing that was interesting. I'm trying to think of my Doppelganger history memory, but he shoots Iron Man, just covers him web, and his suit, his sensor says inorganic webbing, sharpness measure, blah blah blah, all this stuff. So it's inorganic webbing. So Doppelganger uses web shooters too. Doppelganger doesn't seem like all there. Again, if this is Doppelganger, this Doppelganger didn't seem like he was all there in the head. So is he still smart enough to make his webs? Because where has he been since 1993 or whatever? And he's just freaky with the eyes and the teeth and the arms. So I would think his webbing would be organic, but no, not according to the suit. Spider-Man's there. They fight, and there is mention. I probably shouldn't tell you. Too late. There is mention of Maximum Carnage. Now it's surprising when this happens. This is one little thing that bothered me a tiny bit. Is Spider-Man is explaining Maximum Carnage, where all these people were just like affected, they started going crazy, there's mob mentality and just carnage and the maximum carnage. So he's explaining all this to Iron Man, like Iron Man doesn't know about it. First of all, okay, there's this big crazy comic crossover in New York City. You think Iron Man might have heard about it even if he wasn't there? 93, where's Iron Man? Don't think that was when he turned into a kid, and then that was changed. Maybe he was in the West Coast. So even if Iron Man didn't know about this, Captain America was there. He's right here. He was there at the time. Iron Fist, I'm pretty sure, was there also. So you think there'd be some sort of record in Avengers? Don't the Avengers read up on different cases or just even read a newspaper? So I would think he should know about that. And throughout all this, it's like, have I mentioned Carnage besides Maximum Carnage Foster? No. So you have to see, is Carnage in here? Where's Cletus Cassidy? Is Cletus Cassidy dead? Who got ripped and torn into the sun? Or sentenced? Did he get sentenced? Or left out in space? Take that back, not the sun. So there's some questions here you're going to want to see, and I've been avoiding. There's one appearance here. Try not to spoil it for yourself. Don't go to the Comic Vine page and see all the characters that appear in this issue. But there's one character that makes an appearance here, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then there's, of course, that last page, which is going to make you want to come back for issue 2. But guess what? It's bi-monthly. That means you need to wait 2 months for issue 2. What did I think of this? despite my rant, if you want to call it that, about Maximum Carnage and Iron Man, whatever, I guess Iron Man he was probably thinking about buying ponies or something like that, so that's why he didn't know about Maximum Carnage. He's at the pony farm. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. It was cool. I'm not, now relax, I'm not the biggest Carnage fan, but I like this. It was good. It's cool. We got this. I mean, like I mentioned, Clayton Crane's art. You know, he draws a very nice Fruit Loot cereal. So I have to admit it to them. So it's good. It's setting things up. There's questions on the tip of your mind. Not that my mind's like got a tip or anything, but so it's cool. You should definitely check this out. It's a bummer that it's going to take you 2 months, but still, it's Return to Carnage. What's going to happen? What's going on that last page? Who's the special appearance? What's going on? Why is Doppelganger attacking? It's cool stuff. So definitely look for Carnage #1.